what can I say? It's been rough out here. So really quick synopsis of, where we've been and what we're doing. So we had an election that was last week. Crazy. And what I didn't understand until now is that there's fear all over the place. Anxiety is on a high top mountain right now. And after the election, and then after a decision was made for the president-elect and vice president-elect, there's still mounting anxiety and fear and anger. But then again, there's jubilee. Just crazy things happening. And then on top of that, in trying to run a school in a pandemic, with social unrest, you still have to work through discomfort. And what's interesting is that we all got into education for one reason or another, but in that reason, it has to go back to students, kids, young people, young adults. That's in everybody's sentence as to why we began in this profession. But then it kind of makes you wonder, are there people in this profession that lose their way? All right. Now here's another thought. What I know is that I am confident that I'm going to create an environment at my school for positive student outcomes, a culture built around every student having a voice and it's authentic to their identity. And my teachers will be empowered to know that they're making a deep impact on the lives of students. And in addition to that, our environment is going to be sure that we grow, empower, and every person is going to grow and learn at their individual pace, at each individual level. Guys, we can do this. Today was Veterans Day, and that was dope. We had the band out there, we had my peer ambassadors out there, and they were giving out donuts, saying thank you. They were thanking our veterans for their service. Awesome, incredible, deeply humbled and inspired by the work of our young people. Awesome, all of them. I might post some pictures later. But I'll say this and then, I'll let you go. I know we're here for a reason. I know we're here to make great improvements and gains for the lives of everybody. And if there's anything that I do in this first year as a building principal in a pandemic during COVID, I want to improve the outcomes of our students. And sometimes, guys, the easiest and quickest thing we can do is to put on a new coat of paint. Be looking for that. It's about to go down. Yo, guys, another Friday, and I'm gonna be real, this one hurt, this week hurt. So real quick, small recap. Monday, Tuesday, we got hit with the COVID bomb. Handful of positives, not a handful, about two positives, a handful of probables. One of those probables turned positive. But here's the thing, man, quarantining is no joke. In the midst of quarantine, what we've done, through the guidelines set forth by the health department, we're following all of that. But in the midst of following your guidelines that you've been given and you have stuck to, our governor makes a couple claims and what he would like to see, and no bueno. But anyway, it is what it is, and it's causing just a lot of tension and a lot of issues, a lot of anxiety, and that anxiety that happens outside of your building or your space is going to impact your leadership style, and also what you need to do to stand and deliver. So, a few different things. Number one, I unfortunately had to quarantine almost 200 kids in about 2.5 days. It looks like a ghost town in my building, like tumbleweeds rolling down the hallway. One class is like half empty, the other class is 3/4 empty. It's wild, guys. And then on top of that, we're trying to further wrap our mind around what second semester is going to look like. But listen, we need to be understanding and comfortable with not knowing what the future will hold, number one, what the outcome will be, number two, and then lean in with a passion of understanding, like, yo, you know what? Are in position, and we need to have good faith in that, in their ability to lead us. They're going to do the right thing. We have faith in that. And also, we need to be able to let our students know that they can trust in us for our great spirit, mild-mannered nature, and then also the belief that we will see them through tough times. Yeah, I think that's fair. We will see them through tough times because we will be right there with them. So Monday, I let my staff know the numbers that I have, the projections and the thoughts, but then also some ideas on what will help us move through the uncertainty. But truth be told, your constituents, your followers, those that you are leading. All right, let's continue. So this, again, I probably should have started off with this. Look, this video is going to be kind of long, because I'm going to put a bunch of things together from earlier in the week. So I talked about the quarantining and what that entails, and then we had a pink out, so wearing pink Polaroid picture shirt. All right, kind of old school, shout out to the throwback. A few things that are on my mind is this. If we find ourselves thinking a lot about self, then you might be thinking about the wrong things, right? That's just a few thoughts. Like, if we're spending a lot of time just thinking about like, hey, how can or how will this benefit me or impact me, then in education we might have again, a differing of opinion, which is fine. But then again, like, where do the kids fall into that? If we aren't about positive student outcomes and the experiences of students and how to support teachers to do that work, then we're in the game for the wrong reason, and that's the piece that's probably the most frustrating, when you're trying to lead in the midst of a pandemic and a bunch of other stuff. So I say all that to say this: guys, take time for yourself, protect your peace, find time for you. Something that I have tried to build time in to this work for myself is drinking water, going for a walk every now and then, and writing. Like, I have a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, and I want to be sure I capture them, put them on paper, because eventually, you never know, either it may be a book or a motion picture. So I don't know. Have a good day. Bye-bye. All right, to round out this week's video series, I wanted to share that I got some information this morning about one of my former students who I had as I was an assistant principal, that he unfortunately passed away. And as I think back to my work with him when he was in my alphabet, you just never know what you don't know. The struggles that some people may have, and then also how long those struggles will last with them. Now, it's been about 8 or 9 years, or maybe 8 years since he was with me under my care as an administrator. But we just never know. The stories of these children have many ebbs and flows, as well as hills and valleys. We really never know what people are dealing with, and then long after we're gone, they can still deal with those pieces. So our prayers go out to his family and those that knew him best during this moment of loss. But life is short. Our young people, while we think they may be experiencing dark times for a short moment, but in essence, there are some demons that can live with us all for a very long time. So this was a wild week, but next week we'll start all over and put our best foot forward.